first questions you ask when you meet a new person? Do you have Snapchat? Do you have Facebook? What about Instagram? We're all guilty of it. Now in today's world, social media is part of our daily routine. What's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning, or the last thing you do before you fall asleep at night? For most of us, the answer would be to check your social media accounts. According to PEW Research Center, in 2005, only 5% of American adults use at least one social media website. In 2011, that percentage had risen to half of all Americans, and today, 69% of Americans use some type of social media daily. Can you believe that? I can't remember not having at least one social media account. Also, according to Forbes, in 2016, social media participants use social media 61 minutes per day and visit social media accounts 30 times per week on average. Here's a chart that shows the percent of U.S. adults who use at least one social media site by age. The dark blue line is 18 to 29-year-olds, and then the light green line is 65 and above. So not only are young adults using social media. Being a frequent user of social media, I have witnessed the positive and negative effects of these sites. Today, I will be highlighting the positive and negative effects that social media can have on its users. Most people believe that social media is taking over and causing many different negative effects on its users, but that is not entirely the case. Social media is used for many positive experiences that often go overlooked. Social media is beneficial by helping teens and young adults connect and others to help grow and interact with a wide range of people. This is very helpful to college students who go away to college because it allows them to connect before, during, and after college. College campuses are large enough, and social media allows someone to connect with hundreds of different people that would be difficult without social media. Being able to connect with others is not entirely the only positive use of social media. Social media is the newspaper of the past. People are able to get information within minutes. With the number of people that use social media, this serves the most effective way to spread news stories around the world. Social media is even something that we can utilize for a live stream of an event. I'm sure many of you have heard over the past week about April the giraffe, who is about to give birth. And 10 or 15 years ago, there wasn't something that we could watch a live event like that. Along with being able to watch live events and receive news almost immediately, social media helps spread information quickly, and watching the news isn't as popular as it used to be long ago. Many of you have probably heard about the disappearing case of Danielle Sitzlitsky, which she is a woman who has been missing since the beginning of December, and ever since she's been missing, every time I log on to a social media account, I see posts of her that are being shared not only in Michigan but across the whole country. With news being spread like that, it helps law enforcement gain information on the case which they may not have received if it wasn't for social media. I'm sure most of you agree with many of my last points on how social media has a positive effect on its users. With that being said, I want to look at a couple of reasons why social media can have a negative impact on some of its users. Social media is an addiction, but not a good one. How a person feels is strongly affected by the reaction that he may or may not receive on social media. The Huffington Post asked college students to share their struggles with social media. Students express that every time you log onto an account, you only see the glossed over version of someone's life. Most times you see posts of pictures that are what people are doing that are amazing, or what they're eating, or what they're accomplishing, and then you feel like you aren't good enough, you're not traveling enough, you're not making enough friends, you're not eating the best food. We're constantly comparing ourselves to others on a daily basis, which we can all agree is bad on our self-esteem. Social media is also a good way to make someone feel excluded. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat make us aware of the activities we weren't invited to, which also makes us wonder why. Why wasn't I good enough? Why wasn't I invited? Why don't they like me? When you are getting positive feedback on social media, it can help put users at ease. But what about when you're experiencing a lack of feedback or no feedback? These instances can put people in a depressed mood or have an "I'm not good enough" attitude. And you can also make users feel very anxious when they aren't receiving feedback. Users can also feel anxious from social media if they have been disconnected from it for a while. People are constantly wondering what they are missing or what is happening next. Here are some charts that show the anxiety, depression, or in some cases both, in individuals who have social media. And this one is 14.3% the yellow that have anxiety, 12% is the red that have depression, and then 8.6% is blue who have both. And 17.5% affect women in college, and then compared to the 8% of college men who are diagnosed with it. So it affects women more than men. People today are so encompassed with posting or updating their social media accounts that their real life experiences suffer. Since we're all worried about what everyone else is doing or making it seem like our life is amazing, we don't actually enjoy the things that we're posting about. Recently, I was in Mexico, and for some reason, I was worried about what everyone was doing back here in Michigan. I wasn't able to actually enjoy my vacation without trying to make it seem better or what everyone else was doing at home that I was missing out on. I wish I went there and had like a worry-free time, but I just cared too much about what everyone else was doing and felt left out that I wasn't in Dearborn. Social media can have a different effect on each of its users. Social media helps connect the people of today to each other in the news from around the world and often helping to solve crimes. Depression and anxiety can cause by social media, and the amount of time spent on social media is a lasting problem of today. In today's world, there is no way that we can live without social media having some impact. So that is why it is up to each one of us if we allow social media to affect us in a positive or negative way.